Happy Tuesday, folks. In this video, we're going to be doing Lions news. The Lions released a player and signed a player. We're going to get into that. Today is prepping for the game, for the Chargers game. So they did a lot of drives in practice. So we're going to go over each drive, tell you how the offense did, how the defense did, and get after it. Let's get this thing started right now. Really quick here, the Detroit Lions did make a signing and a release players. The Detroit Lions announced a series of roster moves prior to the start of Tuesday's practice. Undrafted free agent Luke Deal was waived and injured, and the team signed running back Jacob Saylor in a corresponding move. Who is Saylor? He is 5'10", 199 pounds, 25 years old, hasn't played anything in the NFL. What do I think about this move? Is this a move that's going to make a difference? Is this going to be something that's going to change the running back room or how the offense works or any of that? No, I don't believe so. Jacob Saylor is going to be here for the preseason. He's going to be utilized as a body. The Lions got 4 preseason games. As training camp rolls around, it's important to have these guys to get some reps. Obviously it gives breaks to our real running backs that's going to be in this game, because we know, or in this team this year, because we know who those are going to be. We know it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sione Vaki, and Craig Reynolds is probably what it's going to be, right? Craig Reynolds may be the iffiest of them all, but still, that's your 1, 2, 3, 4. So for Saylor, he's going to come in here. He's going to try to do the best he can do, but the odds of him making the roster is significantly low. Subscribe for Lions and Chargers game on Thursday night. I'm going to be live for the Hall of Fame game. Let's get to 86,000 subscribers. You could do it. Let's continue on and talk about what happened in training camp really quick. Dan Campbell spoke to the media before camp took place, and he wanted to just tell the folks kind of what's going to be happening in the Hall of Fame game. He says during this morning's press conference, Lions coach Dan Campbell said that Tuesday's practice will be a scrimmage focused on players who will be not participating in Thursday's Hall of Fame game. So it's giving the breaks to the Jared Goffs of the world, right? And these starters. That's what they're doing in practice today. But in the Hall of Fame game, it's going to be all the backups. You're not going to see Jared Goff suit up. That's just not going to happen. Let's go ahead and talk about what took place in practice, and we're going to just kind of go through it here because there's quite a bit of stuff going on since it's a scrimmage basically for the first ring. First off is Jameson Williams. He had an early drop in positional warm-up drills, but he quickly made up for it with the next rep. It's going to happen every once in a while. You're going to have him drop a ball. We've seen his progression, especially in catching the balls. From when he first started, there was drops quite a bit to now. We seen last year, it's just not something that he does much anymore. He's got solid hands, and he's allowed to make a mistake here and there. Let's talk about the offense. The offense first series of scrimmage came to an end with 2 sacks by the defense, one from Jack Campbell and one from Aidan Hutchinson. So the Lions' defensive line is getting after it, and that's been a story throughout camp. That is right now a big takeaway is the Detroit Lions defensive line has been doing been winning their battles, I feel like, more than not in the Lions offensive line. That seems to be what's taking place. Now remember, is this an idea where it's the Detroit Lions defensive line is just really good? Or is it an idea where the Lions offensive line is not playing well? We really don't know. I think it could be a mixture of both. I think, Aidan Hutchinson, he looks great. He looks great. The Lions do got pieces on the defensive line. So we'll see. It could be a mixture of both, but that's what took place right there. So shout out to the defense for making those sacks. Detroit Lions' second offensive drive ended with a missed field goal by Jake Bates. He hooked it left. So the Lions got rolling. Missed field goal for Mr. Bates. That's not a good thing, right? We don't want to see some missing field goals. But if he's going to do it, he's going to do it now. Now, I still have a lot of faith in Jake Bates. Why is that? Well, because he proved it on the field last year. He proved it on the field. He made the kicks in the games. He made big kicks in big games that meant everything. Not just big from a point of, wins the game, but there were long distance kicks. So I trust Jake Bates. He'll get it worked out, whatever he's doing right there. The offense remained on the field without points as Hendon Hooker first drive of the afternoon stalled out. So Hendon Hooker, stalling out on the drive right now. The offense had its day yesterday, and the defense is having its day today. And Shepard got after him after practice of them getting smoked. That's definitely what it feels like right here. And it's a mixture because you want the offense to do well, but you want the defense to do well. So it's right now it's kind of a mystery. But I do think that Lions defense can be better than last year. So I'm going to go with the fact that I do believe that defense is better than last year, and it's probably ahead of the offense. So I'm going to go with that, even though the offense won last practice. Subscribe to the channel, trying to get to 86,000 subscribers. We're going to be live for the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night, and you do not want to miss out on that bad boy. Let's continue on with what took place. Next play, the third team offense got an opportunity. Once again, it was the defense holding. Jackson Meeks couldn't hold on to a pass on the sideline. The offense came up empty. Meeks is trying to make this roster and drop it a pass when you're a late round draft pick in a roster like this is not good. With that said, it's allowed to have a drop here and there. He's got to work on it. And in preseason, he's going to get some attention. He's got to catch everything. If he wants to make this roster, he has to be a stud. Because right now he's looking to be on the practice squad, right? But if he wants to, and this roster stacked at wide receiver, he's going to have to do a little bit more. That's just the facts. Next drive. The Lions offense reaches the end zone for the first time on the fifth series with big plays from Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Amon-Ra St. Lions offense and Jared Goff got it going, scored their touchdown. So that is great. We want to see the first string offense go out there, using its playmakers to score those points. We do. And David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a cog on this offense, especially now with Morton as OC and wanting to do two back sets. That's a great thing. It 110% is. We got some redemption for Mr. Jake Bates after that. Jake Bates connected on a 60-yard field goal, making big-time plays with his leg. I mean, that 60 is a big field goal, so he missed one earlier. He nailed the 60-yarder. Good redemption for Jake. The Lions offense has made some plays to get the crowd's attention. It is most on the recent drives of Jameson Williams making a solid grab, and then Jared Goff hitting Amon-Ra St. out of the slot. Crowd's loving that. This offense utilizing its weapons. John Morton is utilizing all the weapons. I love Ben Johnson and what he did. He's a great OC. But I do like the fact that they're doing two running back sets, and I think it's going to open up the offense just a little bit. One of the rookies that stood out here is Mr. Tate Ratledge. He's been looking really solid at right guard, and maybe that's where they're going to place him now in the offensive line as they switch it around. So Graham Glasgow could potentially be the center now, and Tate Ratledge then will be guard, and then maybe after this year they switch it up just because they believe that Graham Glasgow may be more ready, obviously, for week one than Tate Ratledge. Also, Dan Campbell spoke to the media. As I expected, Tyleik Williams and Tate Ratledge more than likely are not going to play on Thursday. And you say, why is that? They're rookies. They're rookies who are starters. Tate Ratledge is a starter. Tyleik Williams is a starter. There's really no reason to play them in the Hall of Fame game. They are going to be utilized a lot for the regular season. Now, maybe they want to give them some reps, maybe in the third preseason game or something of that nature. But the Hall of Fame game, let's not take any chances, and I agree with Dan Campbell on this one. Again, hey, if you're going to be unable to at least watch the game on Thursday for the Hall of Fame game, you can come to my channel, listen to it. You hear the audio. I do play-by-play. I could tell you the good, bad, and the ugly of what's taking place in this game, and it's a really fun time. So you don't want to miss out. That's why you want to subscribe to the channel. Just hit that red subscribe button. We get to 86,000. That would be amazing. Let's continue on. All right, let's jump to some injury news that just popped up while I was recording this. So information came out here. Terrion Arnold injured his hamstring in practice today. That's what he's being evaluated for. We do not know the extent of the injury, but when he fell, he was gingerly getting up and walked off the field. Hamstrings can be a tricky injury. It's one of those deals where you hope it's not severe because it can linger, but it is the beginning of camp. It is something that it's probably wouldn't affect anything in the regular season. So let's go and hope that is the case for Terrion Arnold, because we need to have him. And he has had a really good camp. A really good camp. He looks like he's taking the next step, and that is great. We need him to take the next step. If the Lions try to contend for a Super Bowl, we have to have Terrion Arnold on the field. We also got update on Joshua Pascal. He won't be ready to practice till the beginning of September, but Dan Campbell spoke, and he said that it will probably be a couple weeks after he starts practicing before he sees the field. So Pascal probably won't be ready until the end of September to play. That is the update for him. And that's kind of what I expected, was the end of September. I was hearing the end of September, so it's pretty much confirmed today. So the Lions, we got some injury updates there. Injuries. They're always the worst thing. They're always the worst. It's the one thing we don't like here is injuries. And hopefully there's no injuries in Thursday's game. That's the one thing that we're watching for on this channel, and you're watching for is no injuries. Come out that mug healthy, but the starters aren't going to be playing. It's going to be the backups. That's what it's going to be. And by the way, Amon-Ra St has been practicing with the second stream. With that said, folks, adios.